Hey, Cubs fans, and welcome to another edition of Cubs on Tap. I am your host, Nick Hudson, joined by my co host, Tyler Edmonds. Tyler, it's finally here. After 162 grueling games of baseball, we've reached the pinnacle. It is playoff time, baby. We are going to break it down here today. But before we get into any of that, Tyler, how are you doing, man?
Nick, it is so good to be on here with you. This is one of the first times in 5 years, Nick, that we've got to talk about one. I said it earlier today. Postseason opening day of postseason blows opening day of March Madness out of the water. And that's saying something from a guy that lives in Kentucky that is surrounded by millions of people that bleed blue. But I'm telling you right now, opening day of playoffs is it blows everything else as far as playoff opening days out of the water. And so I love this time of year anyways. I love the fall, October. I just love it. And now that after 5 years of waiting, Nick, we get to talk about it's time, dude. We play for rings. We play for rings in Chicago. I'm ready to go, man. I'm ready. And just real quick, since we're talking about rings and championships and stuff, I did it the last episode. I'm doing it every episode. We got rings. We've got belts in this house. I mean,
Let's go.
I tell you what, let's just win some more gold this month. I'm fired up, Nick. I'm fired up.
I'm fired up too, man. You make me want to run through a brick wall. I'm telling you what. But you're right. It's been too long since we've been in this position to talk about an exciting Cubs baseball team. They ended it off on a very sweet note, sweeping those dirty Redbirds, giving them exactly what they deserve, and clinching the very important home field advantage for a wild card series. So I'm just thrilled with how they ended. They're getting hot at the right time, I think, and we're ready to go. We're ready to go.
It couldn't have happened. It couldn't have happened to a better team. We couldn't have clinched to a better team than St. Louis, and we couldn't have ended St. Louis's season on a better note than just a big old fat kick to the nuts with a big fat giant sweep just to send them off to wherever they're going to go on vacation. They probably won't even go on vacation. They'll probably just sit in their house in the dark all off season and just be sad, depressed, and all that. But it couldn't have happened to a better team. Let me tell you.
Yeah, no, I agree with you wholeheartedly. And it couldn't have happened in a better way with the bats, struggling here and there after we clinched the actual postseason berth. They scored some runs this weekend. They really did. So I'm really excited to see what's going to come about this. But, just quickly breaking down this series, it was just an all-around good series, just a bloodbath on Friday, 12-1 victory, just great offensive show out there. And you got some good pitching out of, Colin Ray there, 0 earned runs. That was a bright spot. The bullpen looked really good as well. And then throughout the weekend too. I mean, did you see anything that stood out, in this series?
Well, obviously we, of course, getting PCA and Seiya to that 30 home run mark finally, which is great. You have PCA making history with the Cubs, 30 homers, 30 steals, 30 doubles. Love to see it. The only other person to have 30 was Sammy Sosa, I believe, in 93 and 95. And of course, Seiya so freaking hot right now. 5 home runs in 4 games. Love to see that. Michael Busch, Jesus Christ, his bat. I saw his bat. There was flames on his bat this weekend. He was so hot. Colin Ray. You can say a lot about Colin Ray this season. Last 2 starts, 18 strikeouts. Coming off arguably the best outing of his season against the Reds in a loss. And then turns around and throws 7 strikeouts in 5 1/3 against St. Louis. 18 strikeouts. Love to see that. He's going to be a factor in this playoff. I know he will. Just like a guy that pitched on Sunday. Same thing in Javier Assad. But just the bats are heating up at the right time. And I'm hopefully they carry over to tomorrow.
Yeah.
Sorry. One more thing. And Jameson was great. All the starters, The offense was so hot this weekend. It's hard. It was hard to notice this just because they weren't, they weren't giving up anything. They were doing so they were just coasting really pretty much and just doing great. So
Sure.
all three guys that started did excellent this weekend. But obviously the bats was the big story.
Yeah, and the bats were exactly what I was looking for. It's something that I've been nervous about a little bit because this Cubs team, their identity has been offense. I mean, the
Yeah.
pitching's been there throughout the year, but the offense is kind of the way that they'll kill you. And to get back to that point right now at this moment, I'm excited and I'm really hoping first inning tomorrow you see that it transfers over, that momentum has now carried into tomorrow and into this crucial wild card series. But you mentioned it, man. Tyone as well. 8 strikeouts and a quality start too. He looked really good out there. Kind of just it gives you pause. Like, could you see him? You don't know. You don't really know what's going to happen and where you're going to be at. And obviously, these questions will be answered as we play these first 2 games. But yeah, the pitching looked really good, and the bullpen was something that kind of stood out to me too. There's been little hiccups here and there, but overall, the bullpen's been pretty solid. And Keller looks like that guy back there in the back of the bullpen that is your anchor.
And I tell you the one thing, as far as back to Tyon for a second. Since in the second half of the season, I get it, it's just 6 games. He's given up only 2 home runs, 1.57 ERA, 2 home runs, 24 strikeouts, and 34 innings. Before that, real quick, let's see here. We've got, I know it was in the 30s. Okay, I'm sorry, I lied. 22 home runs. 22 home runs before he, I guess, before he hit the IL. But so far, since he's came back, looks great.
Yeah.
Looks great.
Keeping it in the park for sure. I mean, that's going to be key for him is that home run ball really comes back to bite him sometimes. And
for sure.
So far, he's keeping the ball in the ballpark, and that's really important. But, as you look through this lineup, there's a lot of guys that we were kind of circling to kind of watch, Seiya Suzuki being one of them.
Yeah.
And for Seiya to be turning around at this time, he's one of those guys that, and I know we're going to get to Tucker here in a moment, but for me, Seiya is one of those guys that is a game changer if he is on, because he could go and put one in the bleachers at any point and change the whole trajectory of this game. He's that kind of guy that if he's right and he gets a pitch to hit, he will hit it. And that's kind of crucial right now. And there's a lot of guys in this lineup that you can kind of early September worry about and that have kind of turned things around at this point. But another guy that I'm really interested to see what he does is Mo Baller. He's just a guy that it's going to be really fun to watch him, a young guy in this moment.
He's a guy. So Mo Baller is a guy that I asked a few games ago if he's a guy that could find himself on the playoff roster. I was like, is Mo Baller, is Moises Ballesteros, does he find himself on the playoff roster? And the vast majority of people that replied and talked to me all agreed, yeah. He's earned, because in his limited time, he has had quality AB after quality AB, which is what you want, which is exactly what you want in the playoffs. He's a guy that seems he just feels like a guy that knows how to lower the heart rate in those types of, and I get it. He's never been in that situation before yet. He's just a rookie. I mean, technically he'll be, his rookie season will be next year, but he's a guy that seems to be able to lower the tempo in here in the limited ABs that he's had. And dude, he has produced and came through in most of his opportunities.
Yep. Yeah. And he's just a guy that could be such a big story. Like you said, quality at bats, but
no, well, like yesterday you had Alcantara on second base and it's a 1-run game. And I get it. You've done clinched the division or you've done clinched the playoffs and home field and all that kind of stuff. And comes through in the clutch. And
Yep.
that's what you're going to need. That's what you're going to need tomorrow for sure.
Yeah, exactly. And I like how you say quality at bats, because that's exactly what he gives you. And that's kind of rare out of a young guy that's getting this opportunity. You could
Yep.
see them get too aggressive, try to get their moment, but he's very patient up at the plate. He makes you come to him. And as we all know, when he gets a hold of it, he hits it hard. He's got a
Yeah.
lot of power, and that's exactly what you need going into this 3-game series, is a guy that can change things up. You need power, you need moments. And I feel like he is a guy that really could deliver on that. And we'll see, where he's going to play into this thing. But I agree with you 100%. He definitely belongs on a playoff roster. He has more than earned his spot for sure.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But
I'm be honest, a lot of the younger guys, especially yesterday, you had Javier Assad step up 5 1/3. Soroka, even though it was just 2/3 of an inning, still had a scoreless frame. And then Jordan Wicks, which I'll be honest, Jordan Wicks is probably not going to make the playoff roster. But those 3 innings, those scoreless 3 innings that he had, maybe that's something he builds off for 2026. And he was somebody, honestly, I was saying at the beginning of Sunday morning, why not just start Jordan Wicks and save Javier Assad? Because I feel like, and I know, and I seen Scott tweet it the other day, Javier Assad felt, I feel like Javier Assad too. I agree, Scott, that Javier Assad's going to play a big role in this playoffs as well. But again, that's maybe he's somebody that can, if he threw on Sunday, maybe if you had a game 3 on Thursday, maybe he could be available for a couple innings then. But yeah, just all the young guys on Sunday did really well.
yeah, it's been a season of young guys, and I think young guys have really brought the spark to this Cubs team. And Matt Shaw being one of them, he's really been that guy that's underrated. Before the trade deadline, we're talking about, do you have to replace third base, or are you going to have to go get someone? But he's the guy you pencil in there every day. So that's pretty underrated there. I really didn't think we were going to have that before the deadline, and he's kind of proven me wrong completely. I mean, I know he cooled off a little bit, but that glove there, that's just so crucial, so key to have such a solid glove at third base at that hot corner.
Oh yeah, I agree. He's somebody that this whole second half has he's really stepped up for sure. And hopefully it's, I mean, you could sit there and look at Matt Shaw's numbers overall and be like, okay, that's not that. But when you break down as far as at least the second half, he was for the first month of the second half, he was this team's best hitter. And you could argue that he's this team's best defender. I mean, obviously, and that's saying a whole lot. I get it. Maybe not that far, but pretty close. Sure. And
yeah,
I mean, there's not many third basemen in the league right now that can field that field as well as Matt Shaw. I would say, I don't know, 5 or less.
I would agree with you. I would agree 100%. I mean, yeah. No, definitely.
Yeah, he's a guy that, and he obviously he can hit it out of the park here and there, but then he's also an X factor on the bases too, because he has speed. He's not going to tear up he's not going to throw he didn't have the high stolen base numbers this season, but he can run. He can.
Yeah, he can run.
And when we get to the playoff preview against the Padres, maybe we're talking about that. We'll see.
Heck yeah, man. Well, before we get to that, one last guy, the guy that everyone pretty much was waiting for, talking about, big sports heads. Everyone's been focused on this guy, and he comes back in the St. Louis series, Kyle Tucker. He doesn't have exactly the bounce back series that you would hope for, but once again, he's Kyle Tucker. So what kind of importance is it? Obviously it's huge, kind of a stupid question, but getting him back at this time, in this moment, do you think he has enough time to turn things around going into this series where he can be a big factor, or is he kind of just going to be a guy there that they have to think about a little bit more just because of his track record?
I feel like, and it's no secret, but I feel like Tucker will be, and a lot of people are saying PCA, but I feel like Tucker is the X factor for this team heading into the playoffs, because if he could just and he had some good, he only got one hit this weekend, but he had some good ABs. Some of his outs he hit pretty. I think he had a hard hit to center field where it was like, okay, that's good to see. You're kind of taking it up the middle. He took some walks. That was good to see. But if he is a guy that, if he can just somewhat come anywhere close to either the first half, obviously, or even that little stretch he had where he got hot, where he hit like 3 home runs in a span of, what was it, 3 games or 2 games or something like that. He got a little hot just before that calf injury. It seemed like he had some games here and there, like, all right, he may be back. He may be back. If he could just return to that guy that made the utter, I don't care what certain broadcasters say on their during the games and stuff like that. When he's 100% and when he's clicking, everybody else in that lineup is better. They are. I don't care what anybody wants to say. They are so much better when Kyle Tucker is an X factor in that lineup. And if he can do that against San Diego, and if it's one of those things, well, gosh, I got to pitch around Tucker. But yeah, I can't let Tucker beat us. Well, then it's like, okay, fine. You got PCA, Michael Busch, Ian Happ, whoever, Seiya Suzuki. So yeah, I think him being even remotely close to what he was in the first half, or even, like I said, right before he got hurt, is a huge factor, not only for the team, and not to sound selfish or anything like that, but it's even huge for his offseason. And hopefully that's something, though, that, and we talked about it all this year, especially when he was hurt, as far as whether or not I know me and Rich talked about it a little bit, as far as, is the whole offseason contract playing in his head and everything like that. Hopefully that is something, and I don't think it will be, as far as the playoffs. Hopefully that's something that's just not even a fact. Just, hey, just be yourself, be Kyle Tucker, and everything else will just fall into place.
Oh yeah, exactly. I mean, playing devil's advocate a little bit there. Money's got to be on just a little bit, because, overall, like, this is his last moment. I think we've talked about this before. This is kind of his last moment to prove who he is. But I mean, I don't think that's going to weigh on him in a bad way. Stars show when they are Kyle Tucker's level, they come out. And I think you're right. He's the spark plug to this offense. And, he does make everyone else around him better. And when you can pad your lineup where, well, I can't face him. I can't face him. Well, I'm scared of all this big number of guys here. And that's how it was early in the season. You watched how starting pitchers just fell apart with the pressure, their game plan out the window. The Cubs just totally turned it on their head. And I think that it all starts with him, like you said. The only thing I fear just a little bit is there just wasn't a lot of time going into such a high leverage moment, that he's a human being. And I just hope it doesn't weigh on him in that moment.
Sure.
He might need to do a little bit too much, Yeah.
And I think a lot of times people forget that, because we can say the same thing. And I know a lot of people are going to say PCA. I know MLB.com came out with an article of every playoff team's X factor, and theirs was PCA. My I wouldn't say disagreement or argument or whatever, but my bounce back to you with PCA is, he's a rookie. Well, no, I'm sorry, he's not a rookie, but he's new to the playoffs.
Yes.
But and you can say this is his first full. I know last year you played like 120 games, but this season just about every game, and he's a guy that he's shown, back to that human factor, that especially when Tucker wasn't being Michael Tucker, he was a guy that would sometimes, as far as PCA, would be a guy that almost felt like the moment he was trying to hit that 3-run home run when nobody was on base. He was trying to play hero, and you could tell he felt the pressure a little bit, and maybe there was times where he'd had bad ABs because of the moment and everything like that. So I feel like PCA is a better version of PCA when Kyle Tucker is Kyle Tucker.
Yeah. 100%. And I agree with you. I mean, these guys are human, and when you do too much, things don't go well. That's just, It's just proven in baseball. If you're gonna try to do too much, try to hit that 3-run homer with no one on base. Things can go very south very
Sure.
quickly. So I just want to get some comments here. Scott from Iowa puts Mo Baller needs to be in the lineup on Tuesday with Pavetta on the mound. 100%. I agree. I'll be disappointed if I don't see Mo Baller in the lineup. I'll be honest with you, man. I don't know about you, but I'm really
Well,
hoping.
let me ask you though, if who does Moeller ball? Who does Mo? I said Moeller Baller. Who does Mo Baller take the place of then? Is it Saya? Are you taking out a because? I mean, I know Mo Baller caught on Sunday,
Yeah,
but he's
he did.
not catching game one. There's no
You
way
don't
he's
think
Carson
so?
Kelly. No,
Yeah,
Carson Kelly
Carson
has
Kelly's
game
in
one.
it. Yeah, yeah.
You've
Yeah,
got
you
Carson
can't keep.
Kelly.
Yeah,
There's no way you're benching Michael Bush. There's no way you're benching Kyle Tucker if he's healthy, because if you got Kyle Tucker on the bench, then everybody's going to go crazy. There's no way. I mean, Seiya Suzuki has 5 home runs in his last 4 games.
it's a good point.
I don't know.
Totally.
It's hard. It would.
There's not really a spot for
Where do
him
you
right
put
now.
him?
He's probably going to be a big bench bat, most likely.
For sure.
Because you're right. Where do you put him? You can't really plug him anywhere. Before Seiya went on this streak, yeah, I would say, yeah,
Before this last series, yes.
yes,
I would say, golly, get that, sit that guy down and for sure. But as you
I get where you're coming from.
as we know, say it can be so streaky, and he's a guy that it wouldn't shock me if he hit 3 home runs. If this series went 3 games or even 2 games, it wouldn't shock me if he hit 3 home runs.
Same here, man. That's the fun thing with Seiya. When he's on, he is so fun to
Yeah.
watch. Like he
He gets screwed over the most by the umpires, and I wish freaking Craig Counsell would go out there one time and just say something to the umpires. That's a whole nother story. But
yeah,
like you said, when he's on, he gets on that homer streak, and it is so freaking fun to watch.
it is. It really is. And I'm glad you brought that up because I think people talk about it, obviously, but they don't talk about it enough. It changes. A guy like Seiya Suzuki from Japan that knows that strike zone. He knows what a ball and strike is. He knows. And then when he has umpires calling strikes that are balls, he has to change his whole entire approach. And then it throws him off. And I think that he gets into those bad grooves of having to swing at pitches that he knows he shouldn't have to swing at. But in the back of his head, I think he thinks, I have to swing at them. Otherwise, they're going to be called a strike. So I'm glad you brought that up because, I do wish Craig would come out and fight for him a little bit more. That's just not the brand that Craig is as a manager. But still, that's a whole nother story, like you said. But Seiya, you got to keep Seiya in the lineup. I agree with you wholeheartedly, especially with this streak. If he's still on this streak, it's just going to be a really good time for him. For sure. Joey puts, boys, I'm so effing ready. I think we share in that sentiment. I think we do.
All you got to do is watch that freaking narrative from Anthony Rizzo that the Cubs posted. Like,
that's where I wear my hat.
Let's
my
freaking go.
Rizzo hat.
Oh, was you at that game too?
Yep, I was.
I've got that hat in it's in my garage. I'm glad because I had that hat at work on the truck. If I wasn't wearing it, I had it like on the truck with me every game of the playoffs. Man,
I love this hat. Yeah. No, as soon as I saw that, I'm like, I got to get my Anthony Rizzo hat. That gave me chills. Like I was so pumped and ready to go. Yeah. So, Joey, we're ready too, man. Scott wants Joey to give him the lineup for tomorrow. Oh, looks like Joey did that. Let's see what Joey says here. Interesting. So he does have Nico.
Yeah, we talked about that pre-show, like as far as Nico Battens. I like Nico in the 2-hole. I do
too. Yeah. I have no issue with that. I actually really like that. Bush, Nico, Happ, Tucker, Seiya, PCA, Dansby, Kelly, and then Shaw.
I don't hate that either. It wouldn't shock me if it was more like Bush, Happ, Tucker, Seiya, and then maybe Nico, PCA, or PCA, Nico. But I like that Bush, Nico, Happ, Tucker. I like that better. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Nico. I like Nico in the 2-hole. I really do.
Yeah. And I like Dansby down there as well. I don't like Dansby batting higher up in the lineup. I think he's much better when he bats lower in the lineup. It's just something in his head. But yeah, I mean, overall, I think that with Kyle Tucker, the biggest thing, the biggest tell is going to be his at bats. Like you said, he had some good at bats, but how is he going to do against Pivetta? How
Yep.
is he going to struggle? Is it going to be a quick, 1, 2, 3? If he's battling, I think you're going to get a really good Kyle Tucker. If he's just going down, early on when he really was battling that injury, he was swinging at pitches very uncharacteristic, like having very uncharacteristic at bats. And I think that's going to be the sign, man. But
Oh, for sure.
going into this series tomorrow, I want to get your thoughts on, overall what we need to see. I mean, we touched on this offense, but what do they need to do to win this first game?
So you've got Nick Pivetta and Matthew Boyd in game one, your game one starters. Nick Pivetta, arguably, you could argue these two guys right here were the quote unquote steals of the offseason in 2025. Both of these guys. But you've got Nick Pivetta, a guy that is in 31 starts is rocking a 2.87 ERA, 190 strikeouts with just 50 walks in 181.2 innings. Here's the big factor about Nick Pivetta. He has a .985 whip and a 195 opponent's batting average, meaning he doesn't give up a lot of hits and he doesn't get a lot of people on base, which means, and here's the other factor with Pivetta and the Padres. Once Pavetta's out, they've arguably got one of the best bullpens in the league. And I'm not trying to sit here and crush everybody's hopes and spirits. I'm not. I'm just telling you how their roster looks. When you've got guys like Robert Suarez, who's 40 for 45 in save chances. Mason Miller is a guy that with Oakland, everybody talked about Mason Miller last year. Like, holy smokes, 104 mile an hour fastball. With the A's this year, got lit up a little bit. And then he went to San Diego after Oakland traded away like half their farm system. Then he went to San Diego and you didn't hear much about him, which is crazy. He was just kind of quiet. And I guess that's probably partially due because he basically served as their setup guy. But in 23 innings with the Padres, he's posting a .77 ERA with 45 strikeouts in 23 innings. So if he was to get the kicker is to get Pivetta out early, obviously. You've got to score early on Pivetta. And you've got to obviously prevent the Padres from scoring on you early as well. Because once the Padres get that lead on you, after Pivetta, you've got Suarez at the end, you've got Mason Miller at the end, but then you've got guys like Jeremiah Estrada, Randy Vasquez, Adrian Morejon, and David Morgan, who in his limited time, I want to say like 15 starts, he's been really, really good. So with that being said, we know Matthew Boyd. We know the first half of Matthew Boyd was awesome. His last start was great, but most of his second half, he got hit up a lot. Look at the Pittsburgh series, the Pittsburgh game, and a few before that, Atlanta, stuff like that. If Matthew Boyd can be the Matthew Boyd of the first half and keep the runs down, I mean, has got to be that shutout Matthew Boyd. This offense is going to have to score early. And here's the thing, though. If they can get on base, here's the one thing because I've been working on a preview. I've been working on a preview for On Tap. Here's the one thing, which obviously you got Fernando Tatis Jr. The offense for San Diego revolves around Fernando Tatis Jr. and then you throw in their other guys. But the X factor, I feel like in tomorrow's game, with Pivetta being so lights out, we've got 4 guys on this team that have at least 20 stolen bases. The Padres catchers, between Elias Diaz and Freddie Fermin, in 106 chances this season, 106 chances, have given up 80 stolen bases. So if this team can get on base, if you can just get on base, I say run the freaking hell out of it. Run, steal. I mean, I don't just steal bags because chances are they're not going to throw you out. Now that's a lot. I get it. That's a lot to say. That's a lot to say about a guy, Nick Pivetta, who doesn't get many guys on base. But it also means you're going to have to take, you got to take your quality at bats, take the walks when you can. That's why when Joey talks about Nico in the 2-hole, I like that. I like having Nico in the 2-hole because he's a stolen base threat. With that being said, again, I feel like I've said that over and over. You're gonna have to get to Pivetta early. You're just gonna have to. You're gonna have to get to Pivetta early, and the starters are gonna have to. Boyd is gonna have to last. And it's, oh yeah, I know, I know that's what I get it, blah blah blah. But it's just Pivetta. Pivetta has been that good.
Yes.
Pivetta has been that good and quietly that good. He didn't even make the All-Star team this year.
No, Mizorowski did.
Yeah. Mizorowski, stupid face, made it, but Pivetta did not. And that's the thing when I was looking up all that for Pivetta, I'm just like, how did this guy not make the All-Star team? It's crazy.
Yeah.
And it's funny that Joey, we went to this exact game. Yeah, you're right.
Yep.
You're right.
That's a fun fact there.
Yeah. But the only thing is, and we talked about it a few shows ago, I want to say with Rich, October is a different animal for San Diego, and especially for a guy in Fernando Tatis who in just two postseasons has a 375, 474, 854 slash line with 6 home runs and 12 RBIs.
Yeah,
and then you throw in guys like Manny Machado, Xander Bogaerts, who people forget about, is still on that team. He's won 2 rings. You've got Jose Iglesias, who's been there a couple of times. And then you throw in young guys like Jackson Merrill, Luis Arias, who has hovered around 300 his entire career and has won two batting titles.
Pesky.
It's not going to be easy, but, and I keep talking, I'm sorry, I'll shut up.
Oh, you're good.
The Padres are very left-handed in their lineup, which is, a favor for us as far as when it comes to our starters, especially Matthew Boyd. So if they can play the lefty on lefty matchup, great. And just take your bases when you can. And when you do get on base, steal.
I love it. 100%. Yeah. It's something that I feel like they've gotten away from a little bit, is being aggressive on the base pads. Early on, we saw a lot of aggressiveness on the base pads, but they've kind of moved away from it. I don't know why, but that's a crazy stat, man. They only threw out 80.
They only threw out 24.
Yeah, 24, yeah. 80 reached. That's wild.
Yeah.
You have to
stolen bases.
You have to take advantage of it.
And guys like Fernando Tatis, he's going to. He's going to take advantage. He is built for this moment. This postseason moment that's what he strives on. Yeah. And he's a guy that's going to play aggressive like that. If PCA can be that guy, if we can see that PCA that stole home from second base, hell freaking yeah. And I get it. You've got to get on base. Yep. But here's the other thing too. And the playoffs has shown this time and time again. You put the ball in play, good things happen, but bad things can happen too. You put the ball in play, and you're going to give the defense an opportunity to screw up. Yep. Just ask the New York Yankees of last year.
Exactly. Yep. No, yeah, you just got to give yourself that moment. Like you said, I mean, good at bats. That's why I like Bush, Nico, and Happ combo there, because that's you're seeing a lot of pitches you're putting a lot of pressure early on, because those are 3 guys that are going to give you a quality at bat every single time. They're going to take their pitches, they're going to take their walks, and they'll put pressure on the starting pitcher for maybe Tucker or Isaiah to get a meatball, something where they have to try to get quickly back in this thing.
For sure. And just being a 3-game series, anything can happen, and it's also why game one is so freaking crucial. But here's the thing, not to jump way too far ahead, but it's like the old saying goes, and everybody's been saying has been saying it here lately. Your momentum is only as good as your next day's starter. So if they can get past Nick Pivetta, if they can beat Nick Pivetta in game one, I know it's the regular season and the playoffs. Everybody's back at zero with the playoffs. But if you can get past Nick Pivetta in game one, don't look past Nick Pivetta, get past Nick Pivetta, then at least on paper, during this past season, the starting pitching for the Padres isn't as great as what Pivetta was. But again, it's why game one, winning tomorrow is so crucial.
Yeah, it really gives you so many more opportunities to set yourself up to, you have more luxury. You don't have your back against the wall where you have to make some decisions that maybe you wouldn't have to make had you won the game.
And I'm pretty sure it's already been announced. Game two for the Padres is Dylan Cease.
Yeah.
Craig Counsell hasn't announced game two. It's assumed Shota Imanaga, but he also made the point, and Shota Imanaga is not appearing tomorrow. But he also made the point as far as let's see what happens in game one. Blah blah blah. I get that. Who knows? Maybe I've heard people dance around the idea of an opener and then a starter, but
I've heard that too.
I don't see that. I don't see that with a guy in Boyd or Shota Imanaga who has not done that all season long.
No.
I just don't. Maybe you get fancy in game three, because game three, anything goes. I get that. I still don't know about that either, but there's no way Shota Imanaga is not pitching game two. I don't think. He's got to be pitching game two.
I think he's pitching game two. I think if God forbid you lose game one, I don't know what happens or what you do with game two, because it's obviously you win or you go home. So, and that's the whole point of why game one is so crucial, because it's just going to give Counsell so many more weapons and so many more blueprints and opportunities to really take advantage of that game two if they win game one, to try to just get this thing over with. But I think you're right. Nick Pivetta is that big monster, that big guy at the front.
He's the dragon in front of the castle.
Exactly.
After that, Nick, it's just little princesses. Just beat the crap out of them. Probably gonna get canceled for saying that, but
exactly. It's just little princesses. You just got to get into that castle. Just get in,
right,
and you see what happens. So
I watched Lord of the Rings yesterday. I just,
there you go. So yeah, Nick Pivetta is the big dragon in front guarding the castle. I love that. So yeah, I think you're right. The X factor is going to be aggression on the base paths if you can get on base, and that's the big, huge caveat there. They have to get on base. And you have to take advantage of the speed that you have in this lineup, because you really do have
the offense. And I get it. You got to score more runs, Tyler, to win the game. But if the Cubs are going to win this series, if the Cubs are going to go anywhere in the playoffs, their offense has to carry them. Their offense, you look at Boyd, you look at Shota, as good as they've been overall. We know how they've been as of late. We know, especially with Shota, we know the potential of the home run ball.
Yeah.
And as you all know, most of the time the teams that hit more home runs win the game. Even if it's just, two, it don't matter, because, afterwards, once that happens, then everybody starts throwing in all these specialty pitchers and everything like that. So if this team's going to go anywhere at all, the offense has to carry them. Has to. Yeah. Not saying that the starters don't have a chance. Not saying that the bullpen doesn't have a chance. I'm just saying that this offense has to carry them.
Oh yeah, and we've seen it before. They've given the offense quality start after quality start after quality start, and they've pissed it away. And you cannot have that tomorrow. If you get a quality start, you have to take advantage of that and put a crooked number on the board and do it early, so that this bullpen,
Have they
you know,
announced the roster yet? Because I'm interested to see what the bullpen looks like.
I'm also interested to see what the bullpen looks like. I think you're going to see Kittredge in there for sure. I don't know. Would you agree that you're going to see Kittredge?
I don't, because it's a 3-game series. I think you would see. Oh yeah, for sure you'd see him in the roster for sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
But I don't think, because he pitched on Sunday, I don't think you see Assad on the roster.
No, I don't think Assad's going to be on the roster. I
I don't
think
think
we knew
Assad,
that once he pitched on Sunday.
I know, which kind of stinks because
He's
I
a
just,
Swiss Army knife. He really
yeah.
is.
If that was the case, I wouldn't have mind seeing Assad pitch maybe 2 innings on Sunday and then let Jordan Wicks have the rest of the game. You go as far as you want to, buddy, and just go. But
Yeah.
I think guys like, you've got to have guys like Soroka, Savali, guys that if your starter gets out early, you've got those 2 guys that you can throw for maybe 3 innings apiece.
Exactly. Yeah, Savali and Soroka
Maybe
have to be.
Jamison Tyon. I know he hasn't done that at all, but maybe he's a guy that he see, kind of like how John Lackey was in 2017. He didn't start, but he made a couple of relief appearances. But
It'll be interesting. I
and,
don't know
I'm just
how
saying this because of a
Tyon will be.
3. I'm just saying this because of a 3-game series. Obviously, in a
Sure.
5-game series or whatever, it'd be different. But
Yeah.
I feel like with this 3-game series, you're going to have all hands on deck. The first game, you're going to see Matthew Boyd. The second game, you'll see Shota, obviously. If it does make it to a game 3 or what, depending on what game 2 looks like, you may see some crazy things as far as who's coming out of that bullpen.
Yeah, man. And that it reminded me of one thing that I don't think we've touched on that is very disappointing. I think you know what I'm going to talk about here. Cade Horton.
Oh God, you had to bring
Yeah.
that up. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to, but it really sucks that you're not going to have Cade Horton in this series because
Oh, it does, because I feel like he was a guy. I feel like he had potential to be that young guy, kind of like in 2008 when David Price busted out on the scene. I feel
yes,
like this could have been a Cade Horton, like, hey, here I am. You wait till 2026, buddy. I'm going to
that could
be
have been a
balls
marquee
out.
moment. Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
really think it would have been
Which
so
I know
good.
they say 15-day IL, but I don't, even if they were to make the NLCS or even something happens, they make the World Series, I don't think there's a world where we see Cade Horton at all.
Yeah,
There's the time. I don't know.
the injury. I
Unless
don't know
they're,
too much about the injury and if it's a lingering injury, but I mean, it
Mhm.
sounds like it's definitely going to inhibit him. And
Yeah,
will he be the same Cade Horton? Probably not. And do you even chance that in the playoffs is kind of the big question there with a young guy like that. It's just
I
that
think
would
you
hurt.
have if that was to even happen, I think you have a conversation with him. I think you have a conversation with your front office, because it's like, this may be, let's just say they make it to the NLCS, and it's kind of like this. Hey, this may be the only time we
Yeah, no, I agree with you though. For the listeners that are not watching, Tyler's mic just went out. But yeah, oh, you're good.
But yeah, like, it's one of those things where you had that conversation of, hey, and we can cross that bridge when we get there. But if it was to happen, I feel like you just have to have that conversation with him and your front office, as like, is this the hill you want to die on, type thing? Is this, if he's able to go? But I just don't see him throwing it all in the playoffs, especially being on the 15-day IL. And just once you get back, the bullpens, do you have a live BP session, all that kind of stuff? I feel like it's just going to be too hard to get all that in before his outing. So it just sucks to see, just because of how good he was doing.
Yeah, that was a big blow for this playoffs. It does suck, and I agree with you. I don't think we're going to see him at all. Just like you said, just to get him ramped up, and it's just probably not going to happen. But if and when you do get to the NLCS, there are big decisions and big moments and big things that you do. Even when even if you get past that,
For sure.
you can make big decisions. I mean, a la 2016 Kyle Schwarber. So
Yeah.
there have been those guys that
I
come
mean,
back and are difference
you can
makers.
go all the way
Late.
back. You can go all the way back to 2003 with Mark Pryor, and everyone can say, "Oh, Dusty Baker ruined Mark Pryor in 2003 with his overuse and blah blah blah." And it's like, dude, you can't say whether or not that's what ruined his career because they were one out. They were one win away from the World Series. And then let's say they go to the World Series, win it, and then he gets hurt. It's like, well, you know what? Ask Steven Strasburg. Ask Steven Strasburg if the Nationals ruined his career. I guarantee he would say no because it was all worth it for that 2019 World Series ring.
Yep.
You know,
100%. Yeah.
so
you get
that's
hardware,
just
it's all worth it.
yeah. I feel like that's just maybe it's different with everybody else, but that's just a conversation. If that gets to that point that they've got it that they have with him, but I agree. I don't see him playing at all, and it sucks.
Some interesting comments just about this rotation and how things are going to fall. Scott from Iowa says Council's trying to play it cute, saving Shota for the divisional series, which is an interesting thought because you can't really play cute.
Gosh,
with a
could you imagine?
Series. Like if he is, I'll be so.
Could you imagine? Like, could you imagine if they don't? Let's just say, I mean,
you play.
Hopefully Scott's just messing with us. But could you imagine
so.
if let's say they win game one and then Council's like, well, how about we go with a bullpen. We'll go with a bullpen starter and try to do that whole thing. And then it's like you get to game 3 and you go with Shota then, and then now you look like an idiot.
It does worry me, just with Jed, with cuteness, and Council can get too cute sometimes, but I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, you play to win this series. Because if you don't win this series, then there is no divisional series. Yeah, so
you have
to win this
series. Yeah. And I don't even care if that means tomorrow you use your entire bullpen and you end up winning the game. I don't care. You
win.
You win game 1. You do everything you can to win game 1 if you have that opportunity. But
100%.
Boy, Scott, there would be so many freaking Cubs fans pissed off if that happened.
And our friend Joey says it's going to be tough to hold him off, but he wants Tyone to start a potential game 3.
I wouldn't hate that either if he was in that position, because if that was to happen, because I'll be honest, I think this goes 3 games.
Yeah.
If that was to happen, yeah, I feel like Jameson's your best choice. And I get it. He's had a good. Obviously, everybody's going to be nervous. Everyone's going to be a little worried because of the potential home run ball Jameson Taillon can do. But with that being said, who better than Jameson Taillon on this roster right now after Boyd, after Shota? Who else? I mean, maybe Colin Ray because he's coming up. Maybe you do a Colin Ray, Jameson Taillon,
piggyback type thing.
Maybe that's what you do.
I wouldn't hate that. I would hate to
hate
see Ray going out there only. And that's no slight against Ray. He's had a really good season, but
I just don't know.
It's in
elimination game.
Game 3. Yeah. Tyon's the guy.
I think you give it to Taillon and you say, "Hey, buddy, this is why we're paying you that contract. Here you go. This was the possibility of what could happen. So here you go.
You're in the fire now." Yeah. No, I agree. I agree 100%. But regardless, man, this is going to be a fun series. This is going to be a great time. Everyone needs to just take it in, take it as it comes. Don't freak out. I mean, obviously we're going to lose it after the
How do you feel about the 2:00 start?
I was going to ask you that. I forgot to ask you about that.
I wish it was a night. And when I think playoffs, Cubs, unless it's Friday, I wish it was a night game because you've got
it's puzzling.
Is Guardians Tigers the first game, or is Chicago San Diego?
I think it's Guardians Tigers, then Chicago.
Of course, you're gonna have the Dodgers last. Oh, Red Sox, Yankees.
Boston, Yankees. Yeah, and Dodgers are gonna be last. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. Give Red Sox, Yankees the prime time, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock game or whatever. I get that. It just. Oh well.
Yeah. No,
we're there though. But
I agree. Yeah, I mean, at least you're not at noon. That would have been probably
that is
way
true.
worse.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but afternoon game at Wrigley,
Yeah, go
sometimes
bring
the
it on.
vibes, you can't beat that.
That
So
is true.
it could definitely play in their favor for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
The weather's gonna be really nice, so hopefully the ball's flying out. It's uncharacteristically warm right now here. I don't know. You probably don't know this, Tyler, but it is. It's gonna
Yeah,
be
that's what
October. It's
yeah,
still
that's what they were talking about,
70s.
how it's warm up there right now. New York was like 80 degrees the other day. It does not feel like October. It's crazy. Which I get it. It's September 29th, but you think playoffs, you think a little chill. You
Yep.
think you picture some of the players and the turtlenecks and all that kind of stuff and the sweatshirts and the in the dugout and everything like that. But
Yeah. This is
oh
different.
well. The
This is
frost coming
different.
out of his breath and everything like that. Right?
It's not gonna be like that.
Yeah.
Well, I hope the ball is flying off the bat because of that for the Cubbies. Obviously not the other way around, but it works both ways. But it is interesting because you think playoffs and you do think like seeing the breath, hoodies, all that, and it could change. Like the Midwest,
You're
it
right.
could
You're right.
change on a dime. So later in October, this could be very different. But you got to get there first. And just a couple more comments here. Scott says, so the Cubs win game 1, and then they start JMO in 2. How do you react? I don't hate that. I don't know about you. You think it's Shota?
I don't like it. I don't like
Yeah.
you can't try to be cute and save a pitcher for a game that you may not play.
Okay.
That you may
Yeah.
because then the story is if JMO loses that game and then whoever starts game 3 you lose, everyone's going to be pointing at that move. I don't know. You've got San Diego again. San Diego's very left-handed. If you get past Tatis, Machado hasn't been. I say this, he's probably going to hit a home run or two, but Machado, as far as in the playoffs, meh. But you get past them too. Xander didn't put up the best numbers. Xander Bogaerts didn't put up the best numbers this year, but he's been there. He's done that. After them 3, it's very left-handed in Jackson Merrill, Gavin Sheets.
Yep.
Who's the guy that bounces around? I don't know why I can't think of his name. He plays first, second, and third a little bit. Name starts with a J. Oh,
Jake Cronenworth.
Jake Cronenworth, yes.
Yep.
And I want to say there's like 2 other guys that they've got like 5 or 6 lefties in their lineup because of somebody got hurt and he's out.
Yeah.
Ryan O'Hearn.
Yep.
Yeah.
So no, that's a really good point. Yeah. I guess for me, I do trust Shota. And JMO has the same issue with the home run ball, but sometimes the home run ball can bite Shota too.
Yeah,
so it's just
as of late too.
Yeah, and that's the only reason why it gives me pause.
I would say
like, I don't know if I hate it.
What worried me lately with Shota was his last start in Cincinnati, and I get it. Cincinnati's a launching pad, but I want to say gave up 5 hits and 4 of them were home runs.
Yeah, it was not good, and everything was very flat, which was very not Shota at all. So.
Yeah. And Hank, I know Hank had a comment here about tomorrow with Boyd. I don't hate that idea, depending on how long Boyd. If Boyd only goes 3 innings or 4 innings, I get that. But if Boyd goes 6 innings, then I feel like you don't change anything as far as let's bring in Colin Ray now because he's just do what you originally were planning on as far as your bullpen. However, if you're going to go Thielbar or do you go Palencia? Does Palencia, that's a question. Do you think Palencia gets a meaningful inning tomorrow? Do you trust him enough after just 2 outings coming back? Do you think he gets a meaningful inning? Or do you,
that's a really good question.
Or do you trust guys like, obviously Brad Keller is going to be your night? Well, I say Brad Keller and Kilchers. I think Brad Keller all depends on the lineup in the 8th inning.
Yeah.
You get to the 8th inning, hell, maybe even the 7th inning, depending on the situation. The game could be in the 7th inning when you've got you got a runner, you've got a 2-run lead or a 1-run lead or whatever, and you've got 2, 3, 4 up with a runner on second base or something, and that's the game. Okay, maybe I bring in Brad Keller right now and try to get it, and then hope that bottom of the 7th, bottom of the 8th, you score an insurance run. Maybe, I don't know. But again, the 8th inning could be that game, or it could be the game. With that being said, does Daniel Palencia get a meaningful inning tomorrow? Not a garbage time inning. Does he
But a
get an inning,
meaningful high
leverage inning?
high leverage inning. It's hard to say. I think I'm going to say yes, only because he's been there, he's done that, but more so, he's got the stuff to be in that moment. Like he has the fastball that if he's going to make a mistake, it's far less likely to hurt you than Taylor Rogers.
Oh
like
God! If Taylor Rogers pitches tomorrow, then we've lost the game's out of hand. If
we've
he's
lost the plot. If Taylor Rogers is in, I'm done.
I'll give it to Palencia. Palencia's got that FU. He has that FU in the moment that everybody in the ballpark knows the fastball's coming. If his slider's is not doing what it needs to be doing, and he knows it, everybody knows it, and he's still going to throw it. I like that FU-ness about him.
Yeah.
But as we know, it can bite him in the ass sometimes.
It can.
I don't know. I don't know if he gets a high leverage inning tomorrow or not. I think, I think we see a guy like Drew Pomeranz, Kiltridge. Obviously Brad Keller
is one guy that I think they're going to go to, like you said, if it's in the 7th, if the game's in the 7th, hanging in the balance, I expect Pomeranz in there early on, because you do want to save your high leverage guys, your Kittredge and your Keller for later. But like you said, sometimes the game is on the line in the 7th inning. Sometimes that is highest leverage inning. It just depends on the situation. And, modern baseball, it's turned to that where that could be more.
It's like, than the 9th. You've got a 3. Let's just say let's say they have a 3-run lead in the 7th inning and you get a runner on second base and you've got your 2, 3, 4. I would not hate it if Brad Keller came in that inning in the 7th inning, because if you shut that down, you still got a 3-run lead with 2 innings left to work with 2 innings left to score a run, an insurance run or 2. I wouldn't hate it.
Big words from Scott C. from Iowa here. He says Danny P is closing one of these games.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. I don't know about that, but
I don't know, man. And we also forget about Thielbar too. Thielbar's been good for the most part. I know he got hit up a little bit the other day, I think, but he's another guy. He's another guy. Oh, man. I do say though, I swear to God, if Ben Brown, if we wake up tomorrow morning and we see Ben Brown has made the playoff roster, wow.
Don't even put it in the atmosphere.
Just burn the city down now.
Don't even put it in the atmosphere.
Could you imagine? We wake up tomorrow. Ben Brown will be your
extra. Oh my gosh.
Oh me.
We got a comment here from Jason Matthews. Jay's fan here. Yeah. Good luck. Thank you.
Hey, good luck, man. I tell you what, Blue Jays, that would be a hard place to play at home right now.
Would be. Yeah, it really would be.
But yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm so excited about tomorrow.
Me too, man. Me too. Do you have any words of wisdom for this ball club going into this?
Oh, yes, I do. Oh my God. So, okay. I don't know if you heard, but like going around in MLB, there's this thing going around where certain teams, certain organizations are like, I don't know, digging up dead guys and finding letters that they supposedly wrote before they passed away to read to the team. Crazy thing. I got a letter in the mail today. I don't know how it got to me, because I don't know how this person would have sent it to me unless somebody, his HR guy, whatever, sent it. It says, Tyler, read this after my parting when the Cubs are in the playoffs again. All my blessings. Who's that say?
Sean Connery.
Sean Connery sent me a letter to read to the team, to the fans. And you know what? By God, I'm going to do it because it was his dying wish.
Let's go.
And it says, Tyler, please read this as I would in my dialogue. Okay, Sean. Give me a minute. Richard. Here we go. Here we go. Gentlemen, Cubs, Warriors, take a moment. Look around you. This is not just a dugout. It's not just a locker room. It's a cathedral built by the sweat and grit of legends. And now you stand at the altar, bat in hand, heart pounding, eyes on the prize. You fought your way through a season of trials. You've taken the bruises, the bad hops, the bad calls. You've stood tall under the weight of expectation. And now you stand on the edge of something great. This isn't just about baseball. It's about legacy. About putting your name next to men like Banks, Sandberg, Santo, Rizzo. About giving the city of Chicago not just a game to watch, but a reason to believe. Playoffs aren't for the faint of heart. They're for the bold, the relentless, the Cub. Every pitch you throw, every swing you take, it echoes through history, through Wrigley Field, through every fan who's ever waited in the cold wind off the lake, dreaming of this moment. You don't get chances like this, gentlemen. You earn them. And you bloody well earned this one. So walk out there like the warriors you are. Play with courage. Play with joy. Play with fire. And when the dust settles, let it be known across this nation that the Cubs came not just to play, but to conquer. Now go out there and make them remember your name. Let's win this damn thing. Oh my God. Sean.
Sean. Whoa, wow.
Thank you, Sean.
That was
I'm
amazing.
ready to run through a brick wall for Sean.
I am too, man.
Yeah.
That was wow. What a blessing from Sean. That was unbelievable.
Has nothing to do with the Cubs, but he decided to write me. I don't know, man.
It's just that magic that we have this year.
Just that magic, man. Oh man. Oh, and fuck the Cardinals.
Fuck the
I
Cardinals.
wrote that at the bottom. I forgot. P.S.
Oh yeah.
Oh me.
But that was beautiful. That was beautiful.
That was great. I cannot believe he sent me. Yeah. What are the odds of that? You know.
What are the odds that Sean
first
Connery
Pat Murphy, and now us.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh man.
I'm ready for the game right now. Like
me too.
It's gonna be hard to sleep tonight. It's almost like a kid on Christmas night, you know. How are we supposed to go to bed tonight, knowing that
I'm more excited about tomorrow than I am opening day? Opening day was exciting. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, man, I'm just gosh. If you can get close to a TV tomorrow, I'm telling you, dude, everybody just you gotta watch. It's just playoff baseball is just different.
Yep. Jason said nothing
like Jason says there. Yeah.
100%.
It's just different.
It's totally different. I'm gonna, I'll be watching all day long, all the games. You have to be. You have to be following along.
For sure.
It is different. That was beautiful, man. My only final thoughts going into the series are, after just such a fun season, such a refreshing season after a lot of disappointment throughout the recent years, a lot of collapses, I just want to see some fight. Like Sean Connery said, go out there and fight.
Yeah.
Conquer.
Oh, yeah.
Do it. Like, just do it. I'm so pumped.
Like Sean said, just do it.
Just do it. Just go do it. I am so pumped for this series.
I agree. If I see some fight, if I just see fight this series, great.
100%.
And then what happens. Anything can happen. Don't let this team get hot. That's all I'm saying.
Anything. No. Especially at this time, it feels like the momentum's on our side. It's going to be hard. I would have rather played Dodgers. I don't know about you. Padres, like you said,
I'm
postseason.
serious. I said that to Rich like a week ago. I'm in the same boat. I'm in the
Yeah.
same boat. Not that I'm scared of the Padres. The Padres have this juju October magic. They
Yep.
just
Yep.
do. They
They
just
do.
do.
They
But
do. And the
with that
Dodgers have
being
seen
said,
it against them. So
it starts tomorrow, and if you can just it starts tomorrow. It starts with Pavetta. It starts with getting to Pavetta early,
hell
and
yeah.
if we can do that, you just never know, man. You just never freaking know.
I'm pumped. I want to tell everyone where they can go find our content, support us. Go like, follow all of us. We're down there at the bottom in that little ticker at Teddy Freddy 270 at Nick underscore on tap. Go to ontapsportsnet.com. Check out all our coverage. We got all the Chicago sports. We got Bears. We got another victory on this Sunday.
Yeah, yeah,
It's felt
yeah.
fantastic, Tyler. Like last week, we got the victory against Dallas. The week just felt different.
Yeah.
This week already feels different, man.
And a lot of people, a lot of people have asked about Ron. Like, where's Ron? Where's Ron? And I said last Sunday, go check out Bears on Tap. He's on there, and word on the street, we may be seeing Ron here pretty soon on this show, this show right here, right there, on that show right here. Yeah.
Right there. Oh yeah, for some postseason action. Yep. And we got Blackhawks coverage. We got Bulls coverage. The White Sox are done. Their season is over.
Done. Over.
They have some good young talent that they'll be talking about this whole offseason, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Jerry's going to open that pocketbook. No, he's not. And just go check them out because they really work hard over there as well. We got soccer coverage. We got beer, golf. The Ryder Cup just ended in disappointment for USA. With a lot of great content for golf as well. Pop culture. Just go check us out on tapsportsnet.com. You can get all of our podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, wherever you want to get your podcasts, we're there. Go give us some love. And if you want to pick up an Obvious shirt, got one right here. Use our code on Tap Sports. It's also in the ticker down there. Get 10% off your Obvious orders. Support them, support us. It's a great little combination there. And yeah, that's really all I have for this episode. This has been really fun, man. This is one of my favorite episodes just because postseason baseball, there's nothing like it. I'm so giddy. All I can say is it is like a kid the night before Christmas. Like, I don't know how I'm going to sleep tonight. I might just pull an all-nighter like a high schooler. I'm not sure. To be seen. But you have any final thoughts, man, on this one?
Yeah. I'm ready to go, man.
Oh yeah.
And you know, with the way the season ended, I mean, the best way I know how to end this is St. Louis. You got kicked in the nuts 3 times to finish off your season, and now you're going to go home. You're probably not going to go on vacation, like I said earlier. You're probably going to sit in some empty room in the dark, complete dark, because you know, wherever you live, all them people around you probably just disappointed all them, so they don't want to be around you anyway. So, you know, you're probably not going to go on vacation. So while you're sitting there, wherever you are in that dark room, get you a TV tomorrow. Watch the Cubs. And you know, if you do that for us, we're still going to say F the Cardinals.
Oh yeah.
And let's go Cubs.
And let's go Cubs.